But no, like you said, that's a really high potential business. It's going to take developing a drug is capital intensive. They are very transparent about that. You know
Right.
how much, if you had to take a guess, how much does the average drug cost to develop from start until it's on the market?
Oh, I mean, I would just guess a round number of like $100 billion or something, just something absurd because
Well,
it just, I mean,
2.6 billion is the average research cost.
okay.
So, but with that in mind, the average drug, and this is where you said hundreds of billions, the average drug costs $2.6 billion to develop, and there is a 12% probability that it will ever make it to the market.
Right.
So, yes, when you want the cost to get one drug onto the market, the costs are in the tens of billions of dollars. So, it's a capital intensive business. Their whole proposition is that by having so much genetic information, they can make the process more efficient, more targeted, give their drugs a higher probability of success than the average uh, company's drug candidates. So there's a lot of potential value to be created here. And like I said, they're getting $759 million. So that gets the pipeline going.
Yeah.
That's a nice and they're not just focused on that part of the business. They're doing a consumer subscription model as well, where you can
Hmm.
subscribe to health updates as they learn more about genetic information and things like that, which based on your own genetic profile. They soft launched this in October. It already has about 75,000 subscribers. That could easily go into the millions based on how many people have already given them their DNA. And that's a subscription. So that's a recurring revenue model, which could be used to then really fund and accelerate the drug pipeline.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of potential ways they could create value. And pretty much like everything that Virgin and Richard Branson have their hands in, it's not expected to be profitable all the way there. If you were to ask me who is the most forward thinking investor in the world, I'd probably have to say Branson when you think of like Virgin Galactic,
Yeah.
Virgin Orbit, Virgin Hyperloop. They're very forward looking, and this is no exception. So it really fits in well with his SPAC.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I tend to agree with you there on the forward thinking part. I mean, there are a handful of folks out there that really do that well. I mean, clearly Branson won. I mean, love him or hate him, certainly Musk has won. Jeff Bezos, and that's a wonderful mentality to have, and one for investors uh, to try to mimic. Hold yourself to that standard as an investor. Try to think forward, and oftentimes it's about looking at these businesses. It's not thinking about what the business is doing today. It's trying to figure out what that business might be able to do tomorrow, or the next day, or the year later, or 5 years later. Where could that business go? What could it ultimately become? Because that ultimately is what the market is doing. It's looking to the future. So I think that's a really good lesson there from a lot of these leaders out there. Now,